Flosstube. It's been a while. My name's Ariel. I go by short of arm, long of stitch because I have short arms like a T-Rex and I like to stitch. Haven't been doing much stitching lately. Past several months I've had a lot of arthritis in my shoulders, my knees, my hands. So as you can imagine, that's preventing a lot of all my hobbies. This is Nuna. So today I'm going to be doing my fair ribbon roundup. I enter 3 fairs most years. My community fair, which is like a town, and then my county fair, and then the Oklahoma State Fair. So I'm just going to go through each item and what it won, and that's about it. There is, one of my pieces is a spider. I'm going to do that one the very last, and I will warn you beforehand. I know a lot of people are not into spiders, so I will tell you before that comes on the screen, and it will be the very last project, so you can skip it if you want to. So every year, these are my lower ribbons from this year. Every year I pin all my ribbons together by year so I can display them together. These are the county and the community. The state ones I have not put together because they're still on the items, but I can't leave them on the items when I enter them in state. So there's my little bouquet. Maybe I need to do like the men who hold up their fishing catch. This is my ribbon catch for the year. So I just wanted to show you all those. I will tell you which ones won what, but they're not attached. Okay. So this one did not go in the state fair. I didn't really have a place for it. It's a crochet geode. The pattern is by Crafty Intentions, and there are 4 colors of beads in there to match the 4 colors of the yarn. That's how I got it, that tie-dyed look. If I could change this, I would have done another row of beads at the top. I will do this one again for sure, even in this colorway. But it's supposed to look like a rock broken open, like a geode. And that at the county and the community fair got red for both, which is second place, which I didn't think this was going to do anything. It was just I had it, so let me throw it in. Let's see. Next I have a diamond painting. There are some things that are not cross stitch, but most of my stuff is stitching related. I'm just going to show you everything though. This is my diamond painting. Let's see. At the state fair it did not place. I had 4 items that I entered at the state fair that did not place, which is okay. It got a blue for other hobbies at the county fair and a red at the community fair because there are not diamond painting categories. See how it shines though. And this one, it wasn't as big as the dimensions that it said it was, so I just took a ribbon that I already had and matted it with a ribbon that matched the purples in it. And I thought that was pretty smart of me because it was like last minute. I did not have time to order another frame that was an inch smaller. This was a last minute finish too. It's a project bag that already has a project in it. It's a Smokey the Bear project bag that I sewed with my machine. There's a little Smokey. The project that's in here is Smokey the Bear themed. It's for a Christmas present. And my Smokey the Bear project got a blue ribbon at the county in open class for fabric craft. So then I sewed it the night before, so I was pretty happy with that. Let's see. Likewise, this one, it's the same exact pattern. I just sewed the quilting a little different. This one I did enter in the state fair, and it got 4th place. Oh, yeah. And then here's the back. My county fair booth that my home and community education group entered with was disco themed. 70s groovy was the theme. So I tried to do a bunch of like groovy disco 70s stuff if I could. So that got 4th at state, and let's see. I entered it in the OHCE booth for other quilted item at the county and the community fairs, and it got red at both, which is 2nd place. And I'm not a sewist or a quilter, so I was happy with 2nd place. And really, it's a bag that holds things, like it functions. So I'm happy with it as a project. Like, my stuff's not gonna fall out of it. So I'm happy. Okay, let's see what's next. Oh, let's continue the disco theme. This I entered in the state fair and it did not place. But in the county and community fairs, it got blue in open class for both for needlepoint. It was the only thing entered for needlepoint for both of those, but there's just so much needlepoint entered at the state fair that other stuff did better. This was my first time finishing my own round ornament, and I'm really happy with how that did. This is also my first ornament that I've done my own cording for, and I think it looks okay, but having looked at other people's cording, I think it could have been much tighter. Like the twist could have been tighter on the cording. So that's my little needlepoint ornament. Okay, here's another one that did not place at state. You might have seen this in Red Dirt Flossworks video for their Flosstube. I entered this in the state fair. It did not place in the Christmas category, but for my OHCE blue booth, it got a red at county and a blue at the community fair. Between those two fairs, it got a speck on it somewhere, and I wonder if that was the difference. But it was in decorated pillow, so it wasn't even a cross stitch category. It was just in a, and it says that after all, there's only one more Sleep Till Christmas from the Muppet Christmas Carol. And I just want to show you, oh, there's the back, but look at my stitching, how I finished that, how perfect that is. I am really pleased with this pillow. I stitched one for exactly like this, same backing, same everything, for a swap last year, and I loved it so much, and it's my favorite Christmas movie. So I had to stitch one for myself, and now I have one for myself. So there's my little Kermie. There's my other pillow, which was some firsts as well. This one's called Taken Inventory by House of Cam. I did enter this in the state fair. It won 8th place for linen. Let me take this little doodad off so you can see him. Taken Inventory. I was inspired to do that piece by the museum stitcher, the Flosstuber. And I think I changed the colors, but they're similar fancy flosses. And then I changed the initials to my initials. And this was the first time I had ever finished a pillow with rickrack. And the first time I've ever finished a pillow where I stuffed it in the middle, and I machine sewed to here and here, stuffed in the middle, and then hand sewed it up. So it's got a little bit of a hand sewn fluff. A little bit of a hand sewn look to it in the back center, but I'm pretty happy with 8th for that for linen, because I've never stitched on linen before. That was the other thing. This is my first linen project ever. So I finished that the night before the county fair and entered that in open class, and it won blue for a cross-stitch pillow, which I think it was the only one. But that's okay. I'll take a blue. Okay, and then I have another no ribbon at the state fair, which was this stitch along from Witch's Garden Crafts, which is the wassailing. Here we come, a wassailing. And I was a little sad that it didn't place in the Christmas category, but they said it was a really competitive category. At the community fair, I entered it in the HCE booth and it got a red. At the county, I entered it in the open class for framed cross stitch and it got a red, which again is 2nd place. And at my county and community fairs, there is a woman who does full coverage and enters it every year, and I cannot compete with that yet. I have several full coverages started, but they're nowhere near done. Okay, this is one of my pride and joys for the year. The Lovers, the Dreamers, and Me. I got 5th place, and I entered this in the state fair for miscellaneous embroidery, cross stitch, or outline. And it's black work. This one does not have a glass on it or a plastic or anything, because I don't remember what, I think it was all scratched up when I got it or whatever. And that got a blue at the community fair in open class and a red at the county fair for cross stitch, just generic cross stitch. As the Red Dirt Flossworks say, this Flosstube is brought to you by Crystal Light. I am not sponsored, but okay. I didn't enter this in the state fair. Oh no, I did. I entered this in the state fair just on a whim, and it didn't place. I did enter it in the community fair in my HCE booth, and it got a red as door decor. I didn't enter it in the county fair. We just used it as like a sign in our booth. And I would have liked this better if I hadn't done like the black border around the outside. But you gotta do what you gotta do with paint sometimes. There's a cattail. Okay. Hey, cat. I had some fingerless mitts and a hat that I donated at the state fair to an organization called Curbside, that they help unhoused people in Oklahoma City, and I'm assuming the metro area. So at the county and the community level, those got blue as a 2-piece knitted accessory in the HCE booth. And let's see, what did they get at the... I just have like random ribbons laying around. Okay, so the mittens got second place at the state fair for the donation category. And since it's a donation, you get an extra ribbon. And they stapled the ribbons together. Pet peeve of mine. Please don't staple my ribbons. It messes them up. And then somewhere in here I have a ribbon for the hat. Let's see, hat. Here it is. Third place for my hat. They were both matching set. You can see them on my Instagram at knittingtrex. The hat had a pom-pom, like a rainbow pom-pom, and was knit flat on a diagonal, and then you Kitchenered the ends, and then gathered the top for the pom-pom, and picked up stitches along the edge for the brim. And I think if they knew how much work that was, I would have graded higher, but it wasn't a super impressive hat, but you know, I'll take third. Okay, let's see what else we got. Okay, back to the groovy. Here's another. This is 9th place at the state fair for home accessories. It's a little wobbly on the sides. I did block it, but the nature of acrylic, I didn't want to kill it. Can I say that word? I didn't want to steam it until it was floppy, but the ends... Okay, so this was my first mosaic crochet ever. I entered it in open class as crochet other at the county and community fair, and it got a white at the county fair, which is third, and red, which is second at the community fair. And that wasn't one that I particularly cared a ton about. Where's this catwood? She's a love bug. Watch her bite me for the first time ever, now that I've said that she's a love bug. Okay, so I'm getting down to the last few things to show you. Now my socks. These are my other pride and joy for the year. This is the best I've ever done for socks before. They got 5th place at the state fair. And they're called Stitch Surfer. The pattern is on Knitty. It's a free pattern. And they are knit in the round, toe up. Both colors in one round. Back and forth. Inside out. Right side in. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's not. You can do it. They're supposed to be my Wicked socks, if you couldn't tell, with the green and black for Elphaba and the pink for Glinda. So these got 5th place at the state fair, and then blue at the county and community fairs in the OHCE booth for knitted socks. And I heard that the other knitted socks that they were competing against were baby socks, but I think they still would have won. I'm really proud of those. Okay. So I did 2 more competitions, and then we'll show you the arachnid. Every year I do a live competition called Fastest Hook in the West, which is a crochet competition. And this year we had to crochet 2 ornaments, 2 of these little bauble ornaments, as fast as we could. And you see there's a circle, the top, the little hanger, and a little sparkle right there. And there were 22 people who entered that competition this year. So I did not place, because they only place up to 12th place, 10th. They only place up to 10th place. But I did get 49 out of 50 on my technique, on my score sheet. So I'm pretty happy with that. And I got to see people that I see every year. So that was pretty fun. And then my other competition that is a live competition is called Not Your Nana's Knitting Competition, and I got 2nd place this year. And here's my little swatch. I know it doesn't look like much, but we were given needles and yarn and a copy paper box with holes cut in the side. And we had to put our hands in the copy paper box. Here's 2 pens. And we had to do our knitting inside the box where we could not see it. And there's the cat. So I got 2nd place out of 10 or 11 people for knitting blind. And I think if I had not dropped stitches, which I couldn't pick up my stitches because I couldn't see them, I think if I had not dropped stitches that I might have won. So it was pretty close this year. So I'm really proud of that, and that competition actually won me prize money. The county fair and the town fair win me, $1, $2, $3 per ribbon. The state fair, you only win money if you win like a really good ribbon. So the fact that I won that, I'm gonna get a check in the mail. So all right, so my final item is the spider. So if you are arachnophobic, scared of spiders, scared of a crochet spider, I bid you adieu. Farewell. You don't have to watch anymore. I crocheted this spider for my friend Daniel in Alabama. Not Alabama. Where did I get Alabama from? Daniel is in Louisiana. And it is a full-size crochet tarantula. And I got 4th place for crocheted toy, entirely crocheted toy. There are pictures of that on my Instagram at knittingtrex. So I got 4th place on that at the state fair, and then blue at the county fair and the town fair for the OHCE booth. So I'm pretty happy with that. I wish he'd gotten first at the state fair, but there were a couple little tiny things that I could see them, where his neck is a little a little tilted. And one of his legs might be upside down, kind of. Maybe, maybe not. So, but the trick with him that I learned is stuff your amigurumi and all your crochet toys and stuff. Put your stuffing inside knee-high stockings or regular nylons, and the stuffing doesn't come out. So I used black toned stockings, since he's got black and dark, and you know, you can still see the stuffing, but that's not coming out. So, you know, not to gatekeep, that's the trick. All right, so there is my catch up. I would show you haul, but there's a lot of haul, and it's like 6 months worth, and I'm it's a lot. And likewise, my stitching, I bounced around on a couple things, and then my hands, I don't know if you can tell, my hands are swollen, my fingers, they're so swollen that every day I have to get up and immediately take ibuprofen. I can barely stitch. I am medicating day and night. I'm crying day and night. So, you know, I tried to do Sampler September. I got about 200 stitches in. I've signed myself up in my brain for 3 cross stitches for Christmas. And I have about 30 more hard hanger embroidery ornaments. That's the word I was looking for. Hard hanger ornaments that I need to do for Christmas that are front and back. They're only this big, but they're front and back, and my hands are not cooperating. So I'm trying to work with my doctors to get my body to where I can stitch again. Oh, and I got a haircut yesterday, so I cut off about half my hair. It was down to here with ponytail, and that had to do again with my pain. My shoulders were hurting so much I couldn't put my hair up in a ponytail anymore, so I just asked them to cut it all off, and now I've got this cute little bob that I love so much. Well, hopefully this year I'll regain my ability to stitch and do some more impressive stuff for the fair. So I'll end up with some more ribbons. Thanks for joining me. We're going to end right under 30 minutes. Oh, and look at me remembering to film landscape instead of portrait. All right, have a great day.